S45, war number 1, and we are up against LVT, and this time my team will be Kate Bishop, Future Ant-Man, and White Magneto. I will be taking Path 5 in Section 1, and Path 4 in Section 2. Yep, that's right, only 4 fights in this war, and I was originally supposed to have 9, including a Photon boss with my newly ranked up 7-star Mantis. But due to some complications I had after getting my wrist drained about 2 days before joining the war, I had to get those reassigned. As a result, this is probably the shortest war fight I have ever had so far, and hopefully will have in the future. Now the first fight here is a Kindred on the ebb and flow knockdown and right back at it nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kate Bishop, starting with the cryo arrow, and I did also pop a White Magneto pre-fight here, simply because it gives me a slight damage boost. As usual, game plan is to just get those special ones in, to get the passive cold snaps going, and then just watch the opponent melt. Now, due to this not having the right back at it node, I can't rely on the decay tactic to prevent the degen damage, so I wanted to trigger the root phase before Kindred got me to 30 infestation charges, because he needs to be at 30 or higher to be able to trigger the nightmare outbreak and start inflicting those degenerations. Unfortunately, he just got to 30 exactly when he entered the root phase, so I did eat some degen damage there. But that's fine, at most that's just gonna cost a potion. Then we have a Shuri on the even flow knockdown and heavy hitter nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kate Bishop as well. Game plan here is to do the exact same thing, spam my special ones, get the cold snaps up and let them do the work. I will be using my parry evade for openings whenever needed, since I can't exactly bait heavy attacks here, which we probably shouldn't do against Shuri anyways, or she will go untouchable. Now the protection here is slightly annoying, but once again parry evade into a heavy attack to knock the opponent down, and protection goes away, for a short while at least. The cold snaps are doing around 14,000 damage per second, which is a lot, and Shuri just gets completely melted. No issues there at all. Now I am rushing here a little bit to try to get these fights done as fast as possible, since the Grey boost is running, and ideally I would want to finish all of these with just that single boost. Then next up we have a Havok on the steady build up unblockable and special burst lockdown nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Future Ant-Man using the White Magneto pre-fight. The game plan here is to get the special 2 with the power detonation active on the opponent, throw it and see what happens. If the opponent is dead, great, if not, just hit them until they are. But special 2 doesn't hit all that hard because I didn't have any disintegrations on the opponent, but the damage is still there, and just a few more basic attacks, maybe another special, and the fight is over. Now I am doing my best to bait Havok special 2, or simply preventing him from using any specials in the first place, to try to avoid him going fully unblockable here, but he does do that at the very end. It doesn't really matter though, you don't need to block against him at all, and since those nano armor ups count as armor buffs, Havok's plasma detonation will not do any damage. Then we have the final fight of this war, a Black Widow Clairvoyant on the steady build up unblockable and painful retreat nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Kate Bishop, starting with the cryo arrow and also using the White Magneto pre-fight. And here is where I made a horrible mistake. I forgot to check if my advanced power boost was still active, and it wasn't, so I couldn't start this fight off with a special 1 to get that slow debuff up. Now, noticing it at the very start of the fight, I should have used my heavy attack to get the slow up, but I didn't, and now I'm suffering the consequences. Since Black Widow here is triggering those unstoppables back to back, leaving me no room for openings, I just can't even try to knock her down to get a slow up, and she triggered 3 of them in a row. I got cornered, she was fully unblockable, and I was so sure I would die here. But then, for the fourth time, she failed to trigger it, so at the very least I got out of there. But now, already flustered, I am just getting comboed, missing my dashbacks, and it's not looking great. But at the very least I have a code snap on the opponent, dealing damage at the same time as I am getting absolutely destroyed myself. I did manage to get the fight down without dropping a death, but that could have ended horribly. And that is exactly why I kept saying that that fight can go very wrong if you don't play it right. As for the results, we did end up losing the war 2-6, and 5 of those deaths were in my BG. Now, luckily I don't think any of those deaths were because of the reassigned fights that I was supposed to take, but even then it does feel bad.